Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porkys Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that you daren't say. Isn't that right? Coogs. Puppy Parsons. Right. Let's get down to business. All right. This is the part I like best. Feeding time. Oh, I don't know where to start really, but I'm going to say this. I've got Andy on tonight from Aberdeen. We've got Kent back on Wednesday morning, 8:30 a.m. Kent is back climbing on the horse, or back in the saddle, should we say. Scotch Alex, who's been on a couple of times, I think, he's going to be coming on this week. Scotch Alex, how are you doing? Give me a text and we'll or an email and we'll sort that one out. Big Richard's back in country on Tuesday, so hopefully we'll get Richard on Wednesday, Thursday. Michael from West Brom. I went and had a couple of drinks with him down his area. He's going to be coming back on. He's a regular now. We've got a bloke, I think he's in his mid-20s, late 20s, called Jake from Wolverhampton. Hopefully he's going to be coming on. He's a big boxing fan as well. So Jake, get in touch with me. porkycorner@mail.com. Not Porky's Corner. When the email was done, it was Kevin's sister, Nicola, that did it. It's porkycorner@mail.com. All right. That's about it, really. I think we'll get down to business now. Oh, Jerry, have you on this week as well, Jerry? Jerry's a regular. Jerry with mullet and the muzzy, or should we say, is Magnum Tash. Hey, women love him, men don't want to be him. I don't really know where to start, really. So we all know about the Ryan Garcia victory over Haney, don't we? So we're not going to go on about that again, are we? But Eddie Hills, oh my God, he's in dressing gown. He's in dressing gown. He's in a dressing gown on the pads in his mid-40s. Eddie, what are you doing? You're gagging for it, aren't you? Hey? The problem we've got with Eddie Hills at the moment is this. Silver spoon boy, isn't he? Right, be fetched up with money. It's not his fault, is it? Right, but he'd love to be known as like a Carl Froch, wouldn't he? Or a Kell Brook. He'd love that, wouldn't he? Eddie Hills. But you're not about that life, Eddie. So stop it. Stop it. You're not 6-0 by way off. Right? Only footage we've got is you knocking Spotty Frank about. That's it. I'd put him in my top pocket inside 60 seconds, Spotty Frank. I'm twice his age. So, Eddie, you're not going to get any kudos for knocking him about. You're all right hand anyway from what we've seen. Oh, my God. But you're gagging to have a fight. But if you had a fight with somebody, Eddie, and it were on DAZN or on some platform, you wouldn't put yourself near arm's way. It'd be somebody who were going to be bowled over, wouldn't it? So I look at it. But stop it with this cringy viral stuff. It's embarrassing. You are not about that life. You're not experienced enough to talk about that life. All right? With your brutally honest videos. Oh my God. Get a grip of yourself. But this one here, this next bullet point. Oh my God. He's always there or thereabouts. And no, it's not Johnny Horsecock Nelson. It is Sam Jones. Sam Jones. Sam, this is how I look at it, right? Why are you showing Spotty Frank, right, WhatsApp texts and screenshots from Ben Shalom? Who are you? Eddie's mole? Hey? Bertie Smalls or Sammy Gravana, or whatever it's called. Who are you? Hey? Telling tales to that lot to show that your team matchroom. Didn't you learn anything about all that messing about with Joe Joyce, where you basically ruined his career by trying to keep Bricktop and Eddie Hills happy. Sam, you're an embarrassment. Come see me. And stop sending me stupid emails saying you want to come on Porky's Corner. Let's go and all that. I'm not going to drop everything for you at 5 minutes notice. All right, you ain't got the knackers to come on here. I'll tear you apart, man. You're embarrassing, mate. It's every time I turn my telly on, you're doing a sermon. You're trying to be Dave Colwell, aren't you, Bombay Dave? Sam, stop it. Stop it. Stop, stop, stop. You're not about that life, all right? You are not about that life. You're a little ponce, all right? You're everybody's pal, aren't you? It's me pal. It's me pal. He's a pal of mine. You sound like Dennis. See, you pal him. You hated him last week, Dennis. Now look at you, hanging out the back of him. Well, that's you. It's like the drug dealing world and the cigarette world, isn't it? Everybody wants to be your mate, don't they, on a Saturday and a Sunday? And on a Tuesday, they're not your mate. But on a Thursday, your mates again. Can't do it. Stop it, Sam. Stop with these sermons on a Sunday and Monday Mass. You're all over the place. You're repeating the same old thing on different platforms. You become boring. Go and jog on. I told you, when that ice breaks, Sam, I'll be waiting. And you're still going to bump into me yet, aren't you? Hey? Tony the Bell End. Did anybody see him last night? What on earth is going on with our Tone? What's going on with him? Tony Macaroni. Tony, was you on the El Chino last night, eh? Tony, were you beaked out your mind last night? Wish I were, mate. I'm gone the other way now, am I? Don't drink, don't smoke, don't take out. Training me nuts off every day. Still can't beat Big John Fury's time, though, in the rain this morning. I couldn't get nowhere near it. But 22 minutes away from catching him. The man's like Roadrunner. Meet me. Oh, tells more eyes than Tom Pepper. Right. Paul Smith, a.k.a. Smiggers Titties, a.k.a. Jim Royal with big beard. Paul Smith piping up on IFL. Nothing to talk about whatsoever, except Ryan Garcia's betting slip. What is that? What is that? I thought you were supposed to be managing fighters and building up a stable. Yet you're going on big platforms talking about, I want to see Ryan Garcia's betting slip. What is all that about? Who's told you to say that? Eddie Hills? Jeez, unbelievable. Let's see you on a platform, Paul, when you're talking about who you've signed. I mean, the other week, you were going on loads of platforms going on about what you were going to do for Darren Till. That's all gone quiet, hasn't it? World-class UFC kid like that. Who could really do well in boxing. So when's Darren Till fighting? Because that's all gone a bit quiet, hasn't it? And I'm a Darren Till fan. So, bean, run a bean, could have been, should have been, never been. Baked bean, creepy bean, beanie. Rumpelstiltskin, we're on to you. Where are them bodies buried, beanie? Hey, I know you swerved me overnight at Magda, didn't you? When I put it on you. Bean. I shouldn't have called you Rumpelstiltskin, but it's just a bit of banter, isn't it, beanie? Do you know what I mean? You know the story on that one. You running around with your short haircut, telling everybody it's a crew cut. That word crew cut went out in early 80s, mate. Crew cut. Oh, it's like you've got an army. Bean, stop it. Besides a killing. The old jelly bean. Spotty Frank. Spotty Frank. Spotty Frank saying that Eddie Hills don't tell him what to do. Hey, unbelievable. Dennis used to say to me, I don't tell you what to do. I used to say, no, you don't. And that's right. Dennis doesn't tell you what to do. He don't bark at you. Dennis is a bit more cunning. I know Eddie barks at you, Spotty Frank. I know he does. He tells you what to do, but Dennis doesn't. You know what Dennis does? Scheme, not scream. Dennis will say things like, come and put his arm around and say, listen, Dan knows what they're on with thee. And he'll G you up and get you to do things that you wouldn't normally do. I'm telling you now, that's what Dennis would do. Well, that's what he used to do with me. He'd say, "Oh, we need to get that person matched up with. What about this? What about that? That knows what they're on with. That's got something about it." He used to say things like that, and it reminded me of this book I read when I was in prison. It was about Brian Clough, and it were one of the players. I'm not sure if it were Kenny Burns or Larry Lloyd. It was one of them like 70s, 80s type players. And what Clough would do, he never gave compliments or anything whatsoever, but every now and then he might throw one at the players, a small backhanded compliment, and you'd feel 10 foot tall. Now, that's what Dennis used to do to me. He'd put his arm around me and he'd like convince me when I go, "I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that." And he'd go, "Oh," like that. And you'd feel 10 foot tall. Now, I'd like to see Eddie Hills do that with you, Spotty, but stop it making out he don't tell you what to do, because we both know he does. All right? So stop it. But scheme, not scream is the best way. Put your arm around somebody and G him up. Depends what you're doing though, doesn't it? But it is what it is. But no, Dennis didn't used to bark at me. But I know Eddie Hills tells you what to do, Spotty. So all this CEO of Matchroom and Rising Star and all that, it's rubbish. All you're doing basically is what I used to do. They're bouncing you about. That's it. That's all, they're bouncing you about. But you're doing it on aeroplanes, aren't you? You're not up and down motorways and that. So stop making out there. Don't do that to you. Every single fight that you make, Spotty, has to be signed off by Eddie Hills. All right. So, and if you make something that's totally crap, do you think he's going to sign off on it? No, he ain't. So stop spinning rubbish. Absolute pony. Pony macaroni. Stop it. All right. In other news, big fat Jarrell Miller. God knows how many times he's failed for doping. You count him on both hands, can't you? Big 24 stoner with big tits. Who wants to see that in ring? Hey? Who wants to see that? Like a Joe Egan type. Bouncing about. The titty man. Nobody wants to see Miller, but Miller can't get it out on his head. He missed out on the Big Meech payday, didn't he? Because he failed all them dope tests, didn't he? He'll never get that fight. They're not going to risk him. He's just been flogged as well, hasn't he? So stop it. You're not going to get a fight with Big Meech, Anthony Joshua. It's not going to happen, Jarrell Miller. And I don't want to see you on IFL with begging bowl and your tongue hanging out. Stop it, please. Stop it. Can't wait to get downstairs in a minute. Beans on toast. With HP sauce original. I was going to go for fruity, but I'm going original. I've been torn all morning thinking about it. Andy Ruiz there with begging ball, wanting a trilogy with Big Meech as well. Why are they all calling Big Meech out? Why he's not at the top of his game? Who has Big Meech beat since he come back? Franklin? He's not a top 15 guy, is he? Elenius? Got me a favourite. It's his old sparring partner. Wallen? Another one that's his old sparring partner. And Ngannou in his second boxing match. So why have we got all these gimps like Sam Jones and the rest of them from Gimpbell Island running about saying Big Meech is back to his best, stronger, faster, quicker than a speeding bullet? He's even eating kangaroo meat now. Listen, he's finished, but nobody wants to tell him, do they? Because he's still a big commercial draw. And while you've got Eddie Hills doing interview after interview after interview, 19, 20, 22 interviews the other day on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're drowning out everybody and getting the point across. So all you gimps, all you casuals, you buy into it. It's all a load of old hogwash. Ruiz probably does him, in fact, but after his last performance against him, getting in the ring at 20 Clementines, who wants to see that again? It was a stinky fight. So no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it at all. Boots Ennis and his team are calling out Terence Crawford on IFL. Well, Eddie signs Boots Ennis, and before you know where you are, all team Boots Ennis are calling out Crawford on IFL. All nice and cozy, that, innit? I wonder who put them up to it. Well, one's an Eddie fighter and one's the in-house PR people. Do you know what? I should be a private detective, shouldn't I? I'm like Mike Hammer. It's not hard to figure it out with these letters. I can see him coming downhill a mile off, especially with Eddie with his Maury's wig wafting up in air. Maury's wigs are tested against hurricane winds. Hey, unbelievable. No, it is what it is, but what's happening with women's boxing at the moment? Is it dead? No, it's not getting a mention, is it? Why is Eddie Hills not making anything for Katie Taylor? She's just an afterthought now, isn't she, really? They're all afterthoughts from now. All roads lead to Saudi. We're going to finish off on this, boys and girls. Crusher Ben, the Crushinator, not fought in UK for 24 and a half months. Crusher Ben is now calling out Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. Why is that? Why is that? He's going to have to come down in weight. Begging bowl. Absolute begging bowl because he knows he's going to get paid. He's hanging about like a bad smell. What's happening with this doping stuff? Are they getting to the bottom of it? What is happening with that, eh? It's all pony macaroni, isn't it? That's what it is. Pony macaroni. So that's about it, really. I think I'm going to wrap this up now. And I'm going to do an hour on pool table on my own with no friends after my beans on toast. Okay, okay. And my shake with a banana. Worked hard this morning for that. Running, weights, sit-ups, the lot. Grafting in here on a Sunday. And I can't wait for Andy to come back tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm really looking forward to that. That's about it, really. My regulars, get in touch with me. Let me know when you're available next week. Burnsy, what are you doing? Are you messing me about? Are you coming back on or am I booting you off commission? Because we're not messing about now, you know. Okie dokie. Go on, peace out. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. This was just a little taster for you. Plenty more to come where this has come from. All right. Booyaka! Peace out.